The LDI internship is a program that immerses you into what life in full-time ministry could look like. It's done through various classes. It's done through serving in different ministries. The idea is to raise up leaders for the future of the kingdom of God.
I chose to do the LDI internship because I was in a period of my life where I was still figuring out what I wanted to do. So I was working at a physical therapy clinic. I realized that I just wanted to get a firmer grasp on what it means to follow Jesus and who Jesus is, who God is in my life.
I wanted to do cross-cultural ministry, and I didn't really know what that looked like. And so LDI provided a space to explore what that would look like and also develop practical ministry skills that would be helpful for that ministry.
It was just a huge transition time in my life with graduating in May, and then I got married in August. But I was really spending a lot of time contemplating what was next for me and what would be a great fit. And it just seemed like a great place where I would be cared for and I would have a space to really grow and lean into the community at church.
I wanted to take a year off of work to just give undivided attention towards my relationship with God. So I thought that just doing 1 year of LDI would be a great way to do that, especially having the three pillars, the biblical thinking, Christ-like character, and ministry skills that kind of casted the vision. It helped me put words around what I wanted to grow in.
One of the big things I've grown a lot in this past year is learning how to care for others well. I feel like I've been really well equipped to care for people well during hard situations and good situations.
Leadership looks different in everybody, which sounds kind of obvious, but God has been really just opening my mind to understand how He has wired me and what it means for me to be a leader in different contexts.
It's become more of a natural tendency for me in growing and learning to want to bring along others with me in that learning. I think it kind of goes to show the culture that's set, creating leaders that create leaders.
The biggest thing so far that God has taught me is just coming back to Jesus always. Thought before LDI that I had to do a lot of spiritual or religious stuff by myself in order to please God. And through LDI, it's been really refreshing to just hear that Jesus is the one that I come back to, and that enables me to be a stronger leader just because I'm leaning on Jesus rather than my own strength. As well as the goal of my leadership is to ultimately point people to Jesus in some way or the other.
So in a typical week, honestly, I feel like there is no typical week because every week is so different, every day is so different. But if I had to put it all together, it would look like Sunday through Thursday, you're in at Hope. Sundays obviously look quite different from the rest of the week in that you're serving through hospitality or treats or wherever you are for the morning, or you're just talking to people. Usually I'll have a class 3 to 4 days a week. So we'll do classes like Old Testament or Ministry 101, so I'll have those dispersed in there, as well as various meetings for the different ministries I'm a part of. So for me, that's meetings for Hope on Campus or small groups. And then in all of that, we also have some kind of mentorship meetings, as well as your own personal work time, or for me, a lot of reading time.
Weeks for me typically start on Sundays, and I'm just around Hope, filling in for both services, helping out in different ways, whether that's prepping communion or making coffee, meeting new people. Then Mondays, I have the bulk of my classes and time with Hope staff members, so I'm taking Ministry 101, and I'm also doing reading and then have men's time with our LDI staff as well. Tuesdays and Thursdays I use primarily for catching up on reading and classwork. Wednesdays I'm in an Old and New Testament class with other Hopesters, and then Thursdays are considered Ministry Fridays, so that's kind of it's a day where I use reading as a priority or just taking time off if there's other ministry events on Fridays and Saturdays. And I also serve as a small group leader and then serve with men's ministry as well.
Well, as a year 3, my schedule kind of changes week to week, which I actually really love to have that flexibility. But I have classes every week. I have different ministry meetings. I help teach a class right now. I actually help teach Old and New Testament, which was my favorite class that I took in my first year of LDI. Just going through the entire Bible in community from Genesis to Revelation in such a short amount of time has been a really cool opportunity.
My favorite part of being an LDI intern is just being able to connect with staff members daily, whether that's talking when you're grabbing coffee, random door knocks, or just catching up with each other. It's just fun. It's a fun culture to work at Hope and be a part of the ministry year. So yeah, I would say connecting with full-time staff members and just hanging out and having those life conversations throughout the day.
My favorite part of being an intern is that every week looks different. I am never bored. I get to do a wide variety of different things, from reading about theology to setting up tables and prepping food for an event to meeting somebody for coffee. And so I feel like there's always something new to learn, and you're always around a really fun staff team too. I would say do it. What do you have to lose? It's 10 months out of your life to grow in leadership, to grow in your relationship with God, and so just do it.
Yeah, I would say just go for it. If you're feeling uneasy or you're worried about support raising, I would just say at least commit to 1 year and see how God works in your heart. Just do it. Commit for a year and see what happens.
I'd say that any follower of Christ would benefit from doing at least the year 1 internship. I left a good paying tech job to give up a year of doing an internship. Now I'm finishing my 2nd year of 3 and pursuing full-time ministry. So like it goes to show God really moves powerfully in ways that we don't expect.
I would tell somebody who's considering LDI to just like kind of question, like ask themselves where they're at. If they're looking to figure out more of like who is Jesus in their life and how do they share that with others, I think LDI is the perfect opportunity. Like for me personally, I just like wanted to know like what a daily rhythm living under God was. That has been like answered, and like I've seen that a lot. I would say go for it if you're looking for something like that.
I just think the full send is worth it. I don't know. And I think it's such a time for growth and for kind of learning about yourself, but more importantly, learning about the gospel and how the gospel kind of intersects with community, that it's so worth it. And I feel like if you come in with an open mind, just ready to kind of take whatever happens and just learn through it all, I feel like they'd probably experience a lot of growth in that, and just, that's at least what I've experienced, so yeah.
Nike.
Just do it, Nike.